Mirrors don't lie. They show the truth. Or at least, that's what we believe. But what if there was something or someone that the mirror refused to reflect? Tonight, we tell the chilling tale of the doll with no reflection. A story so eerie it will make you question everything you know about reality. Are you ready? Then let's begin. It started with a package. 11-year-old Sophie had just returned from school when she found a box on the doorstep. It had no return address, no postage, just her name, written in a looping, almost unnatural script. Curious, she opened it. Inside was a doll. An antique porcelain doll with glassy blue eyes, golden curls, and a delicate lace dress. It looked expensive, but also oddly lifelike. The moment Sophie touched it, she felt a strange chill run down her spine. "Sophie," soft whisper. "Who sent this?" She called for her mother, who was in the kitchen. "Mom, did you order me a doll?" Her mother came out, wiping her hands on a towel. "A doll? No, sweetheart. I didn't order anything. Are you sure it's for you?" Sophie held up the box. Her mother frowned but shrugged it off. "Maybe it's a gift from a relative. Just be sure to thank them later." Sophie nodded, but something about the doll made her uneasy. It wasn't just its lifelike appearance. It was something else, something she couldn't explain. That night, strange things began happening. Sophie placed the doll on a chair by her bed before sleeping. But when she woke up in the middle of the night, the doll was no longer there. It was sitting on her dresser, facing the mirror. She shivered and quickly put it back in the chair, dismissing it as sleepwalking or forgetting she had moved it. But the next night, it happened again. The doll kept moving. And then, one morning, Sophie noticed something even stranger. She was brushing her hair in front of the mirror when her eyes landed on the doll sitting behind her. But something was wrong. In the reflection, the chair was empty. Her hands trembled as she turned around. The doll was right there, on the chair. But in the mirror, it was missing. She rubbed her eyes, thinking she was imagining things. But no matter how many times she looked, the result was the same. The doll had no reflection. That night, Sophie couldn't sleep. The air in her room felt heavy, thick, almost suffocating. Every little sound made her jump. The ticking clock, the wind outside, and then a whisper. A soft, faint whisper that sent icy chills down her spine. Unknown voice, whispering, "Sophie." Her breath hitched. Her heart pounded. She gripped the blankets tightly, not daring to move. The voice came again, this time closer. "Sophie, let me in." Trembling, she turned her head toward the dresser. The doll was sitting there, but its head was slightly tilted, as if it had moved. She wanted to scream, but fear kept her frozen. Instead, she did the only thing she could think of. She grabbed the doll and shoved it into her closet, slamming the door shut. The next day, Sophie told her best friend, Lily, about the doll. "No reflection. That's impossible. Then come over and see for yourself." That afternoon, Lily came over. Sophie hesitated before opening the closet, but when she did, the doll was just sitting there, motionless, harmless. At least, that's how it seemed. Lily picked it up and walked to the mirror. Sophie held her breath. And then, Lily gasped. The doll had no reflection. Her hands shook as she quickly put it down. "Sophie, we need to get rid of it. Now." That night, Sophie decided she had had enough. She would throw the doll away. She wrapped it in a thick blanket and placed it outside in the trash bin. But when she returned to her room, the doll was back, sitting on her bed. A twisted, eerie smile now stretched across its porcelain face. Sophie screamed. Her mother came rushing in, but by the time she turned on the light, The doll was gone. Not on the bed, not in the closet, nowhere. But Sophie knew it was still there, watching, waiting. To this day, Sophie never found the doll again, but sometimes, late at night, she still hears the whispers. And every now and then, she swears she catches glimpses of golden curls and glassy blue eyes staring at her from the darkness. What do you think? Was this a case of an overactive imagination, or was the doll truly cursed? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling tales.